I woke up this morning, this AM. I actually don't like using that word, but I woke up this AM and I was like, it was so funny because I woke up. I sleep with my blinds open because I love waking up to like sunshine. I know that's how my phone falls. And is there like a thing back here that, right? I sleep with my blinds open, and when I woke up, like I had, when your eyes are closed, but like there's sunshine or sunny, whatever. So it feels like it's a sunny day. I'm laying there, still got my eyes closed. I'm feeling all good when I woke up. I open my eyes and it's like raining and hyper cloudy. I was like, and I just was like, what? Like it just wasn't what I was expecting. But, nonetheless, still a great day. I went live yesterday twice, and the first time it was cool, and then at the end it started like glitching, and then the second time like it just kept glitching because like it was so hot outside, and it was like no matter where I put my phone, it kept doing it. Like it just kept turning off because it was overheating. So I uploaded the first stream on YouTube, and that's what I'm going to do for now. I'm going to upload it on YouTube because I think that's better. I'm actually being pushed to do this, and I'm not going to hold you. It's a little, I don't know what the word is, right? It's like if God told you to walk down this path, but you couldn't see anything. It's like, are you not scared because God said to go do that, right? Some people might say, yeah, I'm not scared because God said do that. You still gotta remember, like, you a human. Like, that path is still got rocks and all types of what the fuck there. So it's not just, you ain't gonna just walk straight forward and just have nothing. Like, no. This shit still got rocks and snakes and all this type of other shit. Just know you gonna make it to where you need to make it through. Just walk forward. Your body might react on its own. You still gonna be some level of scared. That's kind of how I be feeling, honestly, because I know what it is that I need, right? I know exactly what it is what I need, right? Like, I question, why in the world did the Creator make me like smart, aware? Why give me these gifts of intuition and this, that, and the other? And then now I'm at this place where I'm like, okay, I know how to put all these gifts and tools that you've given me together, but I need to be in a certain place to do that properly. And now it's like, all right, go do this right now. I'm like, all right, bro. That's how I feel. Like, when and if you ever read the Bible, God tells certain people to go do certain things, but sometimes like doesn't explain why, or like, this, that, and the other. That's what it feels like to me. But whatever. Yeah, I only read, right? So I wanted to talk about Supercell, right? I did want to talk about Supercell, and what I'm doing now kind of proves the point that I was talking about, where for me, having a normal life, and what I mean by normal life is being in like normal society and normal, just anything, whether you have job or friends, like if I do that, I feel like I'm sacrificing like my health. Right? And I say that, and I'll say it right now, because for me, it's how can I word this? Like, all right, I'll use yesterday as an example. Yesterday, I got the feeling to go do this, right? I took care of certain things that I needed to take care of, and I did this, and how can I word this? I missed breakfast, right? And then I had a subpar lunch because I decided to focus on doing something outside of absolutely taking care of myself. Me absolutely taking care of myself is me waking up very early, meditating, doing whatever, exercise I need to do, making breakfast, eating, showering, have a little time to do this, that, and the other. Then I have to make lunch because outside food really doesn't fulfill me, right? So I have to cook my own lunch, do some more meditation, yoga, and whatever that stuff. I don't really do yoga, but you could call it a form of yoga, for lack of better words, right? It's almost like hard. It's almost like, how do you maintain anything else in having to do that? I gotta cook my own dinner. And when I find that I don't absolutely focus on that and do those 3 things a day, then I'm not taking care of myself, right? That's what it's been like for me. I don't know how people maintain jobs and school. I don't know how you do that. The only way I see that is if you're pushing through obscene amount of pain, right? Your body's just in pain and you're just pushing through that shit. All right, that's I have to speak on this, right? This is my experience. I'm speaking on it. I done seen that shit 3 times, the same thing, and I know what this is to a degree. At least I know where it's coming from. Why the fuck do I keep seeing it? Is that something I see. I see. Alright. I know what it is. Do I even want to talk about that? Alright. Right. So, it becomes how am I supposed to manage this, right? How exactly do you manage this? And the only way I can see is do what other people do. You just have to push through that pain, go to school or get a job or this, that, and the other. Now, my catch-22 is I don't know how many of you have had these spiritual awakenings that I've had that if I go try and get a job, bro, my intuition the entire time will be saying no. The entire time it will be saying no, right? And here's why because I looked into this very much. I tried doing jobs, right? And what I realized is none of these jobs are gonna pay enough for me to go live in my own place or whatever. Not only that, but the amount of time that I would have to spend on this job or learning whatever, I wouldn't have the time to take care of myself. Right? So a part of me is kind of bruh, I'm I wish I could explain this in a better way. I've learned to listen to my intuition. Anytime my intuition said don't do something and I did it, I promise you, I very much regretted that shit. Right? And I'm the type of person that I don't regret things. It is what it is. Whatever happened, what happens. And I let it go. I don't holding on to shit. But I can tell you, I was damn, I wish I would have listened to this shit. Right? And it's how the fuck am I supposed to maneuver this shit, right? You see what I'm saying? It's not it's just me and I don't want to get a job and I don't want to do this and the other. Nigga, if I had to go get a job and that allowed me to live on my own and do what I need to do, sure. But I did DoorDash. I remember I used to do Domino's and I was I felt really lost, right? I'll talk about that a little bit. I know I'm jumping, but I'm a little whatever right now. I went to go do Domino's and I basically was talking to the universe, the creator, whatever. I was man, give me a sign of whatever I'm supposed to do. So I go to Domino's, I'm talking to the manager. They yeah, come fill this out and then come back tomorrow, right? I could tell they was gonna give me the spot ASAP because I've worked for Domino's twice and I know what that's like. They was gonna give me the job. That job was one of the best jobs I ever had. So I'm like, all right, bet. This is what I'm gonna do. My intuition the whole time is saying no. The whole time is saying no, but I'm like, yo, I gotta get this bread, bro. Like, I gotta do something. I don't like this. And so I come the next day at the exact time they tell me. It was like 8 o'clock or some shit. I come the next day, the door's fucking locked. I'm knocking on the door because maybe the manager's there and, you know, the store's not necessarily open yet and whatever. Knocking on the door, nobody comes. And so I'm like, all right, fuck it. And I end up leaving and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go home because I did not answer. I'll go home and I'll come back at like 10 or some shit, right? I go and I leave. And when I leave, I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to run out of gas. I go to the gas station and mind you, I'm on like a street that has like it's like 3 or 4 lanes and the speed limit's high, right? It's like maybe 50. And I'm like, what is that on the side of the road? I'm like, yo, it's a turtle. I'm like, why the fuck is there a turtle on the road? So I pull over, right? I put my hazards on so like people stay out the lane. And I pick up the turtle. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is you doing, nigga? Right? Like, why are you in the middle of the road, bro? And I pick him up and I put him back on like the sidewalk area because there was like this grassy area. I'm like, that's most likely where he came from, or she, whatever gender it was. And so I go to get gas because the gas station is like right there. I go to get gas and I'm like, yo, what's the odds that turtle tries to go right back in the street? Because clearly you was trying to cross the street for a reason, but you're not gonna make it, bro. It's 50 miles an hour, 3-lane fucking mini highway. No, we're not doing this, right? I'm like, no. And so I pick up, I get my gas, and I'm like, let me go see if this turtle's trying to do this shit. I go back, the turtle, I walk like across the street because the gas station's like right there, so I didn't have to drive all the way back. I walk back, and lo and behold, this nigga is trying to do the exact same shit. I'm like, dog, this is not gonna work, right? You're moving entirely too slow. Maybe if it was a squirrel or some shit, my nigga, maybe. But no. I wouldn't even want a squirrel to attempt that shit, bro. We talking about a turtle, my nigga. Right? So, I'm like, I get one of my t-shirts. I got like these t-shirts in the car. Yo, you know what's funny enough? I was buying these t-shirts because I wanted like rainbow color, like, how do I, like each color of the rainbow, I had a t-shirt for that shit. I just love the rainbow. Like, anytime I see the rainbow in my life, I know whatever I'm going through, I'm going to get through it. I just know that always happens to me. If I see the rainbow, it's always like a really good sign for me. So I pick him up, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this turtle. So I bring the turtle in my car and shit, because I have a complex that has turtles in it, right? At my, where I lived, there was like turtles. And so I bring the turtle to like this little pond where other turtles is at, and hey, you know, and I ended up like never going back to Domino's. And I'm like I looked back on that and I was like, oh shit, right? My intuition had been telling me to go back up north, and I'm like, I don't want to go back up north, nigga. I truly don't, because I'm in a warmer place now. This is better for my body, better environment. The house is modern. Is the only problem here is that I have to live with my parents. And if you know, like, we love our parents, but they're annoying as fuck, right? That's just the truth of it. They're annoying as fuck, and I'm gonna be honest, they're in the way, right? I'm the type of person, I've said this, I don't know how much I was able to get off yesterday. I'm someone who has gone through spiritual awakening, so my intuition has awakened and is very strong. And it tells me when certain people's energies are in the fucking way, right? Best person I've seen explain this is Miriam Hosler. She will literally say to you, right? Like, the things in your life become extension of your energy, or however you want to word it. And that means the people you live with, the house, right? The items you have in the house, all these things carry certain energy signatures. and you enmesh with these things, meaning like you merge with it because that's what you're spending your time around. And it's very important, especially if you're a very sensitive or intuitive person, to be around energy that resonates with you in your highest good. Because if not, you'll be around shit that just be in the fucking way and create all type of shit that you don't need to be around. So everything's good here. It's just the fact that I have to live with my parents. I can feel the type of energy they carry. They're fucking boomer generation parents who never have dealt with their emotions. They've never dealt with even being consciously aware of anything or doing anything. So they carry a lot of shit that I don't need near me. Right? So this environment is good, but from a spiritual aspect, like, it's almost not healthy because these niggas are here. So my intuition was telling me to go to Jersey. I'm like, I don't want to go to Jersey. It's cold. The house there is fucked up. It's the appliances don't work. Nigga, the house is nasty, my nigga. It was nasty. It wasn't taken care of. It's overly cluttered. Looked like hoarders live here. It's crazy. My intuition telling me to go there. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Nigga, I was back and forth between going up north and down south. Nigga, I was back and forth. I kept coming. I would go up there. I'd be like, I can't fucking stay here. I would leave. I'd come back here. I'm like, I can't fucking do this, nigga. I'm like, hell no. Like, I can't. Because I would start to feel sick because I was around them. Right? Because you gotta think they're carrying a lot of shit, bro. They're carrying shit from a time I wasn't even alive. Nigga, like, they're programming, the rules, the type of energy that existed at that time is no. Right? So I'm back and forth. And eventually I just go to Jersey and I end up going to my cousin's baby shower. I ain't spoke to this nigga in years, but I hit him up. He's like, yo, come to my baby shower. He don't even know, like, my cousin saved my life. Like, I was really on the edge of, like, I can't deal with this anymore, right? I know exactly what the fuck I need. I kept saying, like, I felt like I needed assistance or I needed help. And nobody was, like, listening, right? Oh, I was about to say, that nigga just gonna run the red light, goddamn, right? I know exactly what it is. I literally just need my own space. My own space and finances to do whatever it is I need to do and not have anybody around me, right? I'll come around when it resonates. But being around people, it genuinely, like, it's hard for me to be in my own energy when I'm around people that don't resonate because I'm hypersensitive and because of supercell, right? Spiritual awakening, hypersensitivity, supercell, hypersensitivity, both. I just needed time alone with my own thoughts. Got treasures in my mind but couldn't open up my own vault. It sounds like creativity, purity, and honesty is honestly being crowded by these grown thoughts, right? That's what happens to me. That's why I fuck with Kanye. Like, I don't care what Kanye does. I know people not gonna like that. But when you see, and I'm pretty sure one day it will be revealed, when you truly understand what that man is doing, no, that's like, people not gonna like it, but that's like Jesus level of, like, operating. I'm not gonna go deep into that, but one day I might. You go back and listen to a lot of Kanye songs, he drops crazy gems that are like, you look back, you're like, damn, nobody else was saying this. Right? Whatever. What the fuck was I saying? I passed this church. Right. And I kept feeling like, yo, this is all I need and I'll be good. And it's like, no one's really listening to that, right? Oh, but I go to Jersey. I said my cousin saved my life. I'm at this baby shower. Baby shower, gender reveal, right? This thing happens. And it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, I actually needed this. I loved being around my cousin. And I'm the type of person, if you want to look at Zodiac, I stopped studying Zodiac, but if you understand, like, a Pisces moon and being a Gemini, like, I don't like staying in one place for too long. Unless for me it's so stabilizing that it allows me to be in my own energy. That's one thing. But I don't like staying places for too long because we'll use Pisces moon as an aspect of water and intuition and auras and all this other shit. You start absorbing the fucking environment and people, right? That's what happens. You start absorbing the environment and people. That means their thoughts, their emotions, their energy. And honestly, that shit is annoying as fuck. right? It's an amazing gift, right? And sometimes it's a lot of times it's very, very useful. But when you start doing that, it becomes hard to listen to your own intuition. I spoke on it yesterday where I was like, yo, I experienced a lot with Supercell and how a lot of these doctors and my parents, and they couldn't understand it, right? They really couldn't understand it. To break down how Supercell affects you in a very simple way, this shit affects everything. It affects every system in the body because every system in the body relies on the blood. It relies on oxygen and nutrients to function. So someone with Supercell is not operating to the degree that other people are operating, right? They don't necessarily have the fuel that other people have. So what happens with this is, we'll talk about the nervous system, neurological issues, which is what you see in autism, and their inability to process anything. That's what starts to happen. All that crying as a child, me not being able to be like the normal other kids. I'm being bothered by sight, the smell of food, touching things. These are neurological disorders. And I'm about to fucking cut this van off and shit. And my parents swept a lot of this shit under the rug. And in reality, these problems didn't really go away from me. Like I still had to experience that shit. And it's one thing to say ignore it. It's another thing where these things are causing you to be in a state of hyper stress, which is not good for anyone with Supercell, because then it starts to trigger attacks. It triggers you to be in a state where your body is in too much stress for too long, and it triggers attacks, all type of shit, right? So not even just that, but your nervous system is literally, you could tell it was underdeveloped as fuck, right? Which makes sense because you could look at a premature baby. They're not developed, which is why they're highly, all right, this car's not moving. They're like highly, highly sensitive to shit. So let me jump back, right? Because I feel like I'm going down a whole tangent. Because to save my life, I go to Jersey and I start learning things that really, really help my life. Like really, really important things. I'm like, okay, this is why my intuition wanted me to come to Jersey. But I wouldn't have stayed in Jersey had I not gone to see my cousin. Like I wouldn't have. And I experienced something that was really, really amazing that helped me. And it was like learning a tool or learning something that was like, wow, I could add this to my repertoire and it's very, very good. If I had gone to Domino's, I would have never learned these things. And I see, this is why I always listen to my intuition. My intuition is what guided me to that. It's what brought me to that. So I always listen to my intuition. My intuition even now is like, it's saying like, don't get a job. Literally. Because, and I can look at it, these jobs are not paying enough for me to live in my home. I'm like, my cousin who's normal, she has a job. This nigga got 2 jobs, and she cannot afford to live on her own. Right? So what I realize is, okay, this is a waste of time. My intuition already told me, no, leave it the fuck alone. So what am I supposed to go do? And weirdly enough, it feels like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Right? So, I forget what the original, point of this was. Oh, yeah, me listening to my intuition, stuff like that, the whole getting a job thing. Yeah, man, it's the fact of me having to deal with Supercell and spiritual awakenings. It's really both. There's just nothing around that. It's both. That's very, very overwhelming. I'm about to talk a little bit about a spiritual awakening. My spiritual awakening was very backwards, right? I got thrown into if anyone ever knows the chakra system, people's chakras is usually they go from the root all the way up. Mine's felt very, very backwards. Very backwards. It felt like I started from the amethyst, third eye chakras, right? Because I like I said, I had a very, very near-death experience, and it kind of fucked me up, and I was experiencing things that, they was talking about he might need to be going to, like, what's that shit called? The psychiatric ward. And I was like, nope. Kicked in real heavy when they started talking that shit, and I was like, hell no. Right? So, what was I saying? Right? So I was like experiencing things where I'm like hearing shit, seeing shit, all tight. Like, bro, it was wild as fuck. And this is what I mean. Like, my journey was very, very much backwards. And I feel like it was difficult. It makes sense in the sense of me having supercell. I can see why I didn't start from the root chakra, right? If the root chakra represents the physical and the body, I can see why I wouldn't start there, because I was in pain at this time. Like, I didn't know how to take care of this shit. I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm like, the only way was for this shit to be backwards for me. So I started with a lot of that where, after this happened, I just was having certain experiences like you couldn't make up, right? I remember being in the hospital by myself, and the people next to me was like this woman, and you could tell she was like the black sheep, right? You could tell because everybody was kind of like, her family was kind of making it seem like, but she was sitting there talking to whatever family member was in the hospital, and she was like, yo, you just gotta trust in the universe, bro. You just gotta trust in the universe. You can use your mind to heal this, right? Like, she's going in, like she was just going in, and I'm like listening to this like, what the fuck, right? Because I've heard this type of stuff before, but it was so surreal to like experience that, right? It felt like an angel was talking to me also, right? Like, they were talking to this person, but it was like I was there to witness this and also be spoken to. Mind you, this is me in the hospital, bro. They giving me morphine and all type of bullshit. I never had an attack this bad. Like, my hemoglobin was somewhere between like 7 and 8, like 6 and 8 or some shit like that. It was like, yo, I never experienced nothing like that. And I'm like, oh my God, like that shit was, oh my God, right? But being in the hospital, like, it was surreal. And so, a few weeks and months go by, and I'm better, and I go to live with my aunt, and actually go visit my aunt. And then I asked her, can I live with her? Because I needed to get the fuck away from my parents. Every time I get the fuck away from my parents, I start to experience a very happier life, magical life, bro. It never fails. And it was like, my cousin eventually came. I'm hanging out with my cousin. We smoking weed all the time. I'm all happy and shit. And I'm not going to go deep into what happened, but eventually me and my cousin got caught, and I remember my aunt talking to us, and I remember looking at her, like she was, going in on us and da-da-da-da-da, and that was like my aunt. Then out of nowhere, my aunt went, like, something changed, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, what the fuck, right? Like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, yo, what in the fuck? Like, she seemed like an entirely different person. Did I miss this turn? I missed this turn. Right? She looked like, she looked like an entirely different person. And I'm just looking like, what the fuck? And she starts talking about, she was either trying to get me to go, yeah, I didn't miss my turn. She was talking about trying to get me to either go to the dentist, which I'm telling you now, the dentist is a demon. I'm never going to the dentist ever again. The dentist, or she was trying to get me to go to like a supercell specialist, which in my opinion, in my experience, supercell specialists have been a giant waste of time for me, because all they do when I go there is check your hemoglobin level, and my hemoglobin level is always around the same fucking number. I'm like, this is a waste of fucking time. You're not saying anything that's helpful, useful, anything. They tried to set me up with a nutritionist and a, what's the other nigga? a therapist, right? I'm telling the therapist about neurological disorders and autism and ADHD and this, that, and the other. He's like, oh, you know your stuff. This never happens and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting here like, yo, this is a waste of fucking time. Like, this is a waste of time, right? Like, me sitting there, I immediately knew it was a waste of time. It was great to, speak to someone that kind of got it, but you could tell, like, they're doing the doctor, I'm the person in power here, and you gotta listen to me, and they're doing the same, oh, let's prescribe him this so I can say I prescribed. He's like, oh, you should download this app called Meditate. And I'm like, yo, I meditate every day, twice a day. I was so deep into meditation, bro. I was meditating like at least an hour when I would wake up and an hour like when I would go to sleep. I was going heavy in that shit, my nigga, to the point where like I was lucid dreaming and like I just started to be able to have fun in my dreams to a certain degree. I needed to practice it more, but it was kind of fun. And I'm telling him like, yeah, like I meditate already. And he's not even listening anymore. He's just like, yeah, you should download this app. And I'm like, once somebody that's like teaching you does shit like this, where they won't even listen to anything you're saying anymore. And it's not coming from like, I don't think there's any place that should come from that resonates. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Any person I tried to learn from or elder I went to and they stopped listening to what I was saying, I would end up getting hurt, or I would end up coming back and be like, damn, I was right. But this didn't take away from the fact that I was going to these people for help. Just because I'm right about this or I'm aware of this does not mean I still don't need help with other things, nigga. Right? I would love to really live by myself and be able to focus on these things, bro. I have so many tools that I just want to sit down and use. And it's like, yo, I need to be in my own space. I need it. Right? So, to me, that shit was a waste of time. But going back, because I kind of went down. My aunt was like, if you go to like the doctor, because I forget what she was saying, and you get like that feeling that's like, hold on, something ain't right. She was like, listen to that shit. She was like, she went to the doctor, and she was like, something, the first doctor she went to, I forget what the fuck she went for. She was like, something didn't feel right. She just left. And then after that, she was like, she went to a different doctor. It felt right. She stayed there. She was like, she left. She found out like weeks later that doctor, like, he either went to jail or he got caught doing some shit he was not supposed to be doing. She was like, there it is right there. But it's like a surreal moment for me, because it's like, it's my aunt who's never spoke on no shit like this ever in my life, nigga. I'm in my like early 20s at this time. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? And I just, I also looking at her and I'm like, yo, this don't even seem like my aunt. It seemed like an angel just like inhabited her vessel real quick to get this message to me. So I'm like, all right, cool, right? So then I forget what happened the first time. I think I went to go get weed, bro. I think it was weed. I went to go get weed. And when I went, and it's the first time this ever happened, bro. We and my cousin have been getting weed for like weeks or if not months now. First time this ever happened after my aunt says this to me. I go, and I'm like, something about this don't feel right. Right? So I get to the guy, and at this time, I'm only trying to get a dime. And it's already cool, like we spoke on this shit. From what I remember, we had spoke on this shit already. It was fine. And the nigga was on some like, nah, like this all I got, you gotta buy this. And it was like, it was coming from like a weird place, right? It wasn't on some just like, damn bro, I don't even have a dime bag. It was more coming from like, no, I want you to buy this amount and you gotta buy this amount, and I'm gonna be weird about it so that you buy this amount. And so I was like, in my head, I'm like, I still kind of want some weed, but this don't feel right. And so I was like, man, fuck out of here. Like, I was like, all right, forget it. He was like, all right. Like, he was like he was doing the weird, like, all right, well, I just won't sell nothing to you kind of thing. And I was like, all right. And I left. And I was like, yo, that was weird. But in that, I remember my intuition, it was like it lit up. It was a feeling I had never experienced before. And I'm, at least on this level. And I was like, what the fuck? right? I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my aunt just talked about this. What the hell is going on? Right? And so I'm like, okay, that was fire. And after that moment, that shit started guiding me, right? It started guiding me on certain things, right? So I went home, and I don't really talk about this a lot, but my music journey was very traumatizing because I experienced a lot of things that it made it hard for me to enjoy music. But I'm the type of person that I actually like love music, but it's like it's like PTSD almost when it comes to music because of the things that I experience, which I'm actually going to talk about that. Not today, but I'm going to talk about that because I think it's important. And it actually ties into this. My musical journey, I experienced it the way I experienced it actually because I didn't listen to my intuition and it fucked me up. So, actually, should I? No, not right now. Alright, so intuition started guiding me. I'm like, yo, I started making beats again, right? Because mind you, I was at a point where like I'm about to give up on music. I started making beats again, and it was like my intuition, like I was picking certain sounds, and it was like my intuition would like light up when I would hear certain things that I really, really liked. And there were times where I heard things I really liked, but it didn't light up, so I'd leave it alone. Fuck it. But it would light up when I would make certain things, and I was like, oh shit, right? I was like, oh shit. And so I would make beats like off of that, right? And it's funny because it would be the same type of beats that I would make, but because I would chop so many things, I would get lost in the amount of stuff that I was chopping. So this almost was like stabilizing what I was doing. And then so I just kept making beats off that. And the beats was fire. Like they was coming out crazy hard. Like they were so good that it was ridiculous. And it was like, my intuition was showing me like, oh, like you were doing the right thing the whole time. You just needed something to stabilize you and guide you a little bit so that you wouldn't keep getting lost in it and you could get a stabilized sound. And I was like, oh, bro, I went on like a streak of just making hot beats. Every day I'd wake up and first thing I'd do, I'd make a beat. First thing I would do, I'd make a beat. And what happened with this is every day I made a hot beat. Listen to my intuition. I'm just like, oh, okay, this is fire. This is awesome. And I'm like, I want to tell my cousin. My intuition's like, no, don't tell her shit. Do not. I fucking, what happened? Oh, mind you, I'm working at Domino's at this point, right? And I'm actually going to Domino's. My aunt was like, when she ripped us about weed, and that same thing, she was like, all right, y'all got to go get jobs. So me and my cousin went to go get jobs and shit. And the only job that felt right was Domino's because I had worked at Domino's already. And in the Domino's, like, you know, when they like greet you, because I got hired, because I had already worked there, so they was like, all right, we'll hire you. And they was like when that regional manager comes and shit, and he's like introducing all the new hirees. This nigga was standing there talking for like an hour, bro. I was like, oh my god, I'm about to leave. I don't give a fuck. I was like, fuck this job. I'm about to leave. Oh my lord. I'm like, fuck this job. I'm about to leave. And my nigga, my intuition kept me there. I'm like, my nigga, I don't know. I was like, I can't take this anymore. We've been standing for an hour. I'm not at church, my nigga. This is too much. And my intuition's like, just stay. That job, I stayed. That job ended up being my favorite job I ever had. I just had to push through that bullshit. Shouts out to my intuition. Right? So that happened. And then what happened after that? All right, so going back, I'm making a beat every day. So one day comes along, I'm driving for Domino's, I'm listening to samples and shit, and I'm in this like trailer park place. And shouts out to down south because, and this is no disrespect, but like, it don't matter where you was at, whether they had money or didn't have money. These niggas tip very well. These niggas was tipping like $5, nigga, every time. I was like, yo, I was making damn near $100 a night. And I mean, even on slow nights, I was making bread. On slow nights, I was still making maybe like 70, 80, close to $100 every night, bro. On slow nights at Domino's. On good nights, I was making well over 100. every night. And you gotta think, this is every night. You work 4 days a week. That's $400+. That's not even your check, my nigga. I ain't even get my check yet. Now I was making 400 like every week. That shit was like amazing, right? So, yeah, part of me. Alright, so 400 every week. What was I saying? Damn, where was I at? Oh, I pull into this like trailer park, right? And from what I remember, there's this cat in the middle of the street, little black cat. And I'm like, yo, this cat, oh my fucking nose, bro. I cannot stand having allergies, bro. Oh god, I need fucking tissue. Damn, nigga, is this dry skin or is this my, or like, what the hell is this shit hurt? God damn. Right. There's a cat in the middle of the street, so I stop. I'm like, all right, you gotta get out the middle of the street, dog. And this nigga, you will not believe this. This nigga jumps in my car, runs around and jumps in my car. Little black cat. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm kind of like, my nigga, like, you gotta get out, bro. I don't know what you're doing, man. And a part of me is like, I don't know why I didn't just think to just grab the cat and put it back on the road. So I've been sitting here for a minute, right? I don't know if I had delivered these people's pizzas or not. I don't really remember. And so I called my cousin. I'm like, yo, this cat jumped in my fucking car and it won't get out. And so in the middle of my delivery, I was like, I'm going to bring the cat to the house, dog. Mind you, I didn't even really think about this too much. My aunt is not an animal person, right? She not necessarily like, I hate animals, but she's on some like, there's no animals in my house type shit, right? So I bring the cat to my cousin and shit. Domino's calling me like, yo, where you at? I'm like, yo, this cat jumped in my car. They like, what? Right? Because that probably sounds like I'm lying. I'm like, no, like a cat jumped in my car. I'm like, yo, I took a picture and everything. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I'm trying to tell them. They're like, oh, all right, well, just hurry up back. Because they chill down here. Ain't nobody tripping. I was having these beautiful, magical things. My intuition just was leading me to shit that just was wild, right? And so, you know, I'm on this streak of hot beats, and fucking my intuition one day is like, all right, you gotta go to work. It was a day where I woke up and I was so tired, like I was exhausted, bro. I just was like, there's no fucking way I'm going to work today. My intuition was like, you have to go to work. I'm like, nah, dog, you're tripping. I'm not going. So I called out. I didn't go. I tried to go make beats. I couldn't do shit. I couldn't make nothing. And the streak ended that night because I didn't listen to my intuition. And I was like, fuck. All right. Well, I was like, all right, that lesson's been learned to a degree. Because even later in life, like there were times where I should listen to my intuition. I still was like, it just because sometimes I would be so exhausted or tired and scared. And I look at it now. It's easy to look at it now, but in the moment, it was like a lot. But whatever. That was listening to my intuition. Now, the other thing I did that I fucked up, I'm not gonna lie. My intuition said, don't say anything to your cousin. And I remember one day, like, I tried to tell my cousin, I'm like, yo, superpowers gotta be real, and this, that, and the other, because I'm like, my intuition is, like, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at this shit like a superpower, nigga, what the fuck? And I'm like trying to tell her like about this, and like she just starts spazzing, and I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, man, you need to stay off the internet, and da 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 da. That was real. Why is the world fucked up? And da da da. And I'm like, this is a weird response to like me telling you this. Like, it was a weird thing, and I was like, what the fuck? So I get out the car, right? Because we at the gas station. I tell her, I'm like, yo, this shit real. And da da. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, all right, whatever. I get out the car to fill up my like gas tank. Because down here, you gotta fill that shit up. And the gas thing fucking malfunctions, and I spill gasoline all over my car. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? And if you want to go into Zodiac, which I already said I walked away from Zodiac, but my cousin's a fire sign. looking at this, I was like, yo, the signs are signing. Like, they're doing something. And so I get out. I'm just looking at this, and I'm like, this is a crazy-ass moment. Like, this is one of the only times, like, me and my cousin, I won't say one of the only times. Yeah, I can't even say that, because me and my cousin have argued about stupid shit many times. But, yeah, I ain't gonna get into that. So, what happened after this? Right. And then another time, and this is the same time period, same, like, span of months. I just was like on some other shit, dog. And this is when I came across this dude on the internet that was talking a lot of this consciousness shit. And my intuition was just, from what I remember, my intuition kept guiding me to go back and listen to what he was saying. And, like, it was like, bro, at first I was just listening to his YouTube clips. And then I started seeing, like, he would go live on Instagram. So I joined the live. And the longer I spent, like, I started joining his live every day. And he was talking about how to better yourself, the universe, and how, like, the universe, like, sends you signs. He was talking about intuition. He was talking about everything that I had just started experiencing. And I'm like, what the fuck? You see how this shit playing out like a movie? Like, shit just happening. I'm like, yo, this is, like, magical and, like, surreal. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And so, is the word surreal or insurreal? I don't know. So, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And so, I'm, like learning from him every day. Like, and I'm just applying the shit he's saying, right? He's saying, like, go for walks in nature. Be in nature. He was like, tap in with the herb. He was talking about meditation. He was talking about a lot of things. Like, to the now, like, looking back, he was really giving so much that it was ridiculous. And I almost kind of feel, like, ashamed to have ever, like, been upset or felt weird when certain things happen, right? But it was like I would get on the live, and then it was like he would start saying certain things that I had experienced the day before. And I was like, what the fuck? It was almost like he was speaking to me. Literally, it was like he was speaking to me, and I was like, yo, right? Like, I just was sitting there, I was like, yo, what the fuck? So I just kept going back. I tried to learn as much as I could. And, oh, damn, I gotta go into that. All right. So, I'm trying to, like, and he a rapper, right? He a rapper, so I'm like, yo, like, nigga, I looked at his, like Twitter thing, and I was like, he don't got too many followers, and I'm like, this is, like, some fire shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna try and get to, like, I'm making beats, he a rapper. I mean, I also rap, too. I never understood mixing, but I was like, I'm gonna try and do something. And I tried to, like, get to, like his attention, I guess. I tried to get, like, something, right? I'm trying to look for opportunities, because he was giving out opportunities to people and shit. I was like, fuck it. And so I tried that, and one time it worked, where, like, he, like, was, like, actually, one, he had, like, responded to several of my tweets, actually. And I'm trying to remember, there's so much that has happened, bro, that it's ridiculous. He responded to some of my tweets, and one time I actually got him, like, I sent him a beat, and he sent, like, this is how much back. And I came to, like, this fork in the road moment, because one, it was $300, but nigga, $300 for the greatest rapper that I've ever heard, right? Like that's nothing. Mind you, in the moment, I couldn't think of that way. Like, I was too geeked. I can go deeper into that, right? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go deeper into that, and to give more context. When I was at my aunt's house is when I discovered this person. I don't even like saying discover. I came across this person, I learned about him. A lot happened with the cat. My aunt wouldn't let us keep it. My cousin had a lot of emotional shit going on. So she was like, I'm gonna move out, da-da-da-da-da. I wanted to move out with my cousin. I couldn't, because my intuition said no. I just learned, I'm like, fuck, dog, I can't go with you. Anytime I don't listen to this shit, I would experience stupid shit. I can't go with you. I'm like, I know this is the freedom and shit. And one, I didn't like her boyfriend. She was moving in with this. I didn't like this nigga. Weird energy, right? So I'm like, fuck. So I stay with my aunt. It's just me and my aunt. And I, like, magical journey. My intuition showing me a lot of different things, guiding me, da-da-da-da. I had got fired from Domino's because I was smoking weed, and, yeah. And that happened with that. So, my aunt, fast forward a little bit, my aunt kicks me out. No. Before my aunt kicked me out, like the day before my aunt kicked me out, the weed man that I was going to wanted me to take him to Fayetteville. Right? He wanted me to take him to Fayetteville, and he was going to pay me. So I was like, all right, cool. And so I had this moment where I was like, I'm taking the weed man to somewhere I don't know. I don't know this nigga for real. I'm like thinking about this, but I'm like, you know what? He black. I'm gonna help him out. Da 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 da. I still remember because I was packing up my trunk because I had a lot of shit. Like I just had a lot of shit in my car, and I put I had like a bat, and I was like, yo, I should put this bat in the car just in case some shit go left. And I was like, you know what? Let me not even think that way so nothing even happens. I'm not even gonna think that way. So I put the bat in my trunk. I take this nigga to Fayetteville, and it's like, yo, we was driving way longer than this nigga said we was gonna be driving. And at this point, I'm like, dog, I don't even like, I wanna go home now because I'm like fed up, I'm tired, I ain't eat, I'm getting aggravated and shit. And this nigga fucking wild, he start like wilding out because I kind of started spazzing a little bit because I was like, my nigga, like, we been driving mad long, you ain't say all this, da 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 da. I started spazzing out on him. And mind you, his like younger cousin is in the back seat. I'm like, you ain't even tell me your younger cousin was gonna be here. I thought it was gonna be us, da 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 da. Like I just was going, I'm like, yo, you not a man of your word, my nigga. Like we've been driving mad long, going all over the place. You said max this shit was gonna take was maybe an hour or two. We've been driving for a long ass time, my nigga. And he just like, all right, like he get like annoyed or whatever. So finally we go to like his grandmother's house. And he see this nigga on the side of the road. He like, yo, like, come on. I ain't really thinking of it. We sit in the car. This nigga pull a gun out. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm the type of nigga that like, when a moment is for real, I don't know why this is, but I experience this like, this calmness, right? It's almost like if you've ever played basketball and you at the buzzer, right? Like, I don't want to say the buzzer because I ain't never really played like that. But when it's on some like 3, 2, 1 or it's like game shit, it's something that like, it's like that ice in my vein shit is real as fuck. My body just like, it just cools down and it allows me to see things very clearly. So this nigga that, his other cousin, right, that's what this nigga was, this hothead nigga, pulled a gun out. And then the nigga that I was supposed to be helping, who's in the passenger seat, he starts spazzing on me, da 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 da. He like, man, I'll rob this whole shit, da 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 da. Right? Yo, I'm so all over the place with stories, but fuck it, right? I'll rob this whole shit, da 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 da. Mind you, I got all this shit in the car, right? This nigga headbutt me, nigga. This nigga headbutt me, like yelling at me because I just yelled at him type shit. And da 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 da. And here's where's the funny part. It's so funny how this came like circled back, right? When we was driving down here before this happened, I got pulled over because I was flying. Down here the speed limit high as fuck, but I was flying. I was probably doing 90. Me and him was smoking weed in the car. Or was it both of us or just him? It might have been just him because I think I was trying to focus on the road. And so I got pulled over. First time I ever got a ticket. I got a ticket, and I'm like, fuck, dog. Like, this is the first time I ever got a ticket. And I'm trying, like get out the ticket, right? I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to get out the ticket. And I, like, tell the officer, I'm like, yo, I was having a supercell attack, right? You know what I really said, but I was having a supercell attack. I'm trying to pull over or get to, like, the next exit, like, as fast as possible. And he's like, oh, all right. And he just gave me the ticket. And down here, if you get a ticket, you got to go to court and all this other shit and da-da-da-da-da. Right? So, I'm like, fuck, dog. Like, that's my first ever ticket. And, yo, it was so funny, right? I know I'm so all over the place with the story, but hopefully it's still, like, listenable too. The night before, right? Because I'm having, like, I'm going through another spiritual awakening. I'm having, like, 10 dreams at night. Shit crazy. I remember seeing, like, Spider-Man and, like, thunder and lightning in the dream. Like, it's crazy. And so, fuck am I feeling right now? Oh yeah, that was a part of it. During this time when I was at my aunt's house, I was having hella dreams every night, right? My intuition started, I forgot about this. My intuition started guiding me. I'm having dreams on dreams on dreams. I'm having like 10 dreams a night, my nigga, where they're vivid and very lucid. Like, I'm waking up remembering these shits like, yo, like, what the fuck? And then a lot of it would happen like either like sometime the next day or the week or the month. Like, they just were coming true. It was crazy. It was fire, right? So then, going back into this, right? So jumping forward, the nigga spazzing on me, he headbutting me, his cousin outside the car, flashing the gun and shit. And in my head, I'm like, yo, the guy outside, right? Because I'm not even paying the nigga in front of me no mind. Like, he headbutt me, he yelling, I don't give a fuck. My eye is on that gun, right? Like, my eye is on that gun. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm just looking at the gun. And right, so the nigga standing there, right? He just got the gun like on his hip type shit, right? And it's nigga shit. He got the gun like tucked in his pants kind of shit, but you can see it sticking out. So I'm looking at that shit, and his head goes back above the car, right? Because you got he's standing at the passenger seat outside, the door is wide open, and his head go back above the car. So I'm like, yo, this nigga not looking. This nigga is not looking, dog. So in my head, I'm like, yo, this nigga distracted. He yelling and all this other shit. I should just mush this nigga hard as hell and grab the gun, right? I'm not even thinking that there's a nigga in the back seat. That's his nigga. That's his cousin. It's him and the other nigga. I got 3 niggas right here, and I'm at their grandmother's house. I'm like, I should just grab the gun, right? So I start mustering up because I'm like, I'm about to do this shit, right? For my danger level thing was like, I don't know why I just didn't care. Like, I just was like, whatever. Right? I didn't have anything. It just felt like an unreal moment that like didn't matter. It almost felt like a video game. Like, whatever happens, it kind of doesn't matter. I don't know why I felt like this, but that's the way I felt. And so I'm like, yo, I should just grab the gun, right? Like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I didn't go to do it, but I'm like thinking to go to. I'm at that point where like, it's all right. It's either do it or don't do it. It's like my intuition, my body was like, do not. Right? It was like, leave that shit alone, nigga. Do not. So I left it alone. I let the nigga say whatever he was gonna say. And it's funny enough, the nigga hurt himself headbutting me. The nigga hurt his head. He's like, yo, my fucking head is... Like, he calmed down. Everybody chilled out. He was like, I don't know how this... It was like the nigga became possessed after he was just yelling at me and shit. He was like, yo, like... He calmed down. And... he just was like, yo, do you really got like Supercell? I'm like, yeah, like if you look in the back seat, it's a book on it somewhere. I don't know where the fuck is that, but it's a book back there because it was junky as mad shit. He like, yo, you need water, da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, this is such a switch. This nigga was just full blown yelling at me. Like, what the fuck is going on? Right? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so I'm like, I'm just looking at it, unreal ass moment. Right? And so what happened after this? Right, it was a guy in the back seat. He calmed down. I start saying to him, he like, yo, my head hurt and shit. I'm like, yo, I got a hard ass head, right? I'm like also making light of it. I'm like, yo, I got a hard ass head, my nigga. Like, headbutting me was a mistake, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm fine. I got a hard head. I got a noggin, my nigga. So it's like become light now. He's like, oh, you need water? I'm like, no, my nigga, I'm good. Like, I'm good. And I'm like, yo, you ain't have to pull the gun out type shit. He's like, put a gun out. There wasn't no gun. And he look in the back seat, like, at his little cousin. And his little cousin, not no little cousin. This nigga in, like, high school or some shit. House, it's just me and his little cousin. And he like, yo. Like, I'm, like, gassing or whatever. And then that's, like, after this is when this crazy shit happened. And I'm like, yo, you ain't have to put a gun out, my nigga. He's like, he like panicked a little bit. He's like, it wasn't no gun. And he looked in the back seat. So I'm like, afterwards, I kind of thought like maybe he like flashed that shit in a way like where I could see it, but his little cousin see it. So his little cousin didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I'm like, you ain't have to like do none of that shit. And he like, no, there wasn't no gun. And me ignorantly, like, I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm like, what you mean there wasn't no gun? It was right there, nigga. I was watching it the whole time. And it just was like a weird moment, and we kind of like all laughed at it. Like, even his little cousin laughed in the back seat. And it just was like, from that moment, like, the shit just dispersed and it stopped, right? And so as I'm sitting there and he go to get whatever the fuck else he need to get, like, there's this giant park with one tree, like, near his house. And I don't know why I can see, but I see it. I see all these black birds just flying in a circle. And I just knew in that moment, like, I was protected. I just knew from seeing that I was protected, right? And so we drive away. I drive away. I'm like telling him, I'm like, yo, see, like, this why, like, you know, I'm doing that, like, black conscious thing. I'm like, yo, this why Biggie and Tupac did it. Like, we not supposed to be arguing with each other, my nigga. We on the same team. I even told him, like, because I said that to him when I was spazzing. I was like, yo, I'm trying to help you out, my nigga. I ain't helping you for no other reason other than the fact that you black. You black, I'm trying to help you out. That's it. Right? And I told to him, like, yo, my nigga, we on the same team. Like, we not even supposed to be on this type of shit. There's too many of us killing each other over stupid shit, dog. Right? I'm doing my black conscious thing, and I'm just like, oh, all right. Right? And, you know, it's crazy because it ended fine, and it was like, he was like, yo, stay safe type shit. And I was like, you too. And I pulled off hella fast. I was like, all right, this nigga need to get out my car type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I looked back on this. I'm like, yo, this nigga could have been a great friend, actually. Like, look, because it became cool after that. Like, it wasn't no tripping shit. Like, we was driving past, and this old nigga was looking at this, like, girl walking past. He's looking at his butt, looking at her butt, and we all, like, recognized that shit. We all started laughing and shit. This is after all this crazy shit, right? So it just was wild, but I had suppressed how I truly felt in that moment. In that moment, I felt like grabbing that gun and knocking these, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I really felt, but I suppressed it. And it came out after I left, because I was spazzing. Like, after I left, I was spazzing. All the shit that I didn't get to, like, say, because I didn't want to add fire to the moment, that would be stupid of me. It started coming out, right? But, jumping back, because I know I just went down the fucking longest tangent ever. I go, where was I skipping through? I was talking about my aunt. All right, so I got fired for Domino's. My aunt kicking me out. This is how I got the ticket, right? This is how I got the ticket, helping this nigga out. So, I get, what happened after this? Oh, I see. Hold on, I got distracted. After this, all right, so after this, my aunt approaches me, and she finds out I got fired. She's like, all right, you gotta go home. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I just can't go home yet because my phone started acting up. I don't know if it was like iPhone 7 and shit. iPhone 7 had a recall, and they basically gave us defective phones. And I had to sit on the phone there for hours because they was trying to charge me like $300 to get my phone fixed. I'm like, y'all smoking fucking crack, nigga. I'm not fucking paying $300 to get a phone fixed that I already paid probably $800 for, and you gave me a fuck. I was like, you bugging. Right? So after ripping them for who knows how long, they eventually fixed my phone for free. And I told her, like, I can't go back yet because I won't make it back. It's an 8-hour drive. My phone's not working. I can only use Wi-Fi. I can't have Wi-Fi in the car. I don't have no problem with going back, dog. I'm not trying to invade your space. I'm not trying to be weird. I just let me get my phone fixed and I will leave. Right? So I do that. I get my phone fixed. So I end up having to go back down south because I got this fucking ticket. So I go back home. That shit sucks. Being around my parents sucks ass. Right? And so I'm around my parents, and I go back, right? I go back to Carolina. Damn, it is what it is now. I already said Fayetteville. I go back to Carolina, and I go to get this ticket, right? I go to pay off this ticket. My mom's, because I don't know nothing about this shit. My mom's like, just here, take my card, pay this ticket off, and just plead guilty and pay the ticket off. So when I get to the thing, fast forward, I get to the what's that shit called? The court thing, whatever, right? I'm waiting all fucking day. I'm like, yo, this is a fucking scam. Y'all ain't upgraded this system yet. This is ridiculous, bro. It's clearly meant to be like that on purpose. So that you're so tired that you just plead guilty. It's obviously designed like that on purpose. When I get up there, I go to plead guilty, and then part of me is like, yo, I'm gonna defend myself, right? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna defend myself. And I start saying, like, yo, they didn't even write on the report that I told him I was doing what I was doing because I was having a supercell attack. And they showed me a different thing in the courtroom that he did write that down. They just didn't write it on the thing that they gave me. I'm like, that's some bullshit. Off rip, they trying not to get you to defend yourself well, right? So whatever. I start saying to them, I'm like trying to tell them like, oh, this is why I pulled over. The judge kind of don't care. He don't give a fuck. He's like, all right, well, you still gotta pay this ticket, whatever, da. So you plead guilty or not guilty? So I go to say, the guilty, like my mom said. My intuition lights up, and it's like I'm trying to say not guilty, and the intuitive feeling I'm feeling is like it's stopping me from saying that. It's like, no, don't say that. Holy shit. I'm like, all right. So then I said, not guilty. And the guy was like, you understand, like, what that means, right? I was like, yeah, not guilty. He was like, you're going to have to come back. I was like, hey, mind you, my intuition, I'm like, not guilty, my dude. He's like, all right. And so I had to come back. They gave me a new date. So now I'm in Carolina. I ain't got nowhere to stay. Right? My intuition's like, don't go home. I'm like, don't go home. The fuck? I'm like, I can't go to my aunt's house. My intuition's like, don't go home. So I start driving around Carolina. Right? I ain't got nowhere to stay. So I start sleeping in the Walmart parking lot. And here's where I started going back to like the dude's lives, because he was speaking all this whatchamacallit shit. Yo. I literally was like receiving so much information from him that it was wild. And it was like every day I would go back to the Walmart parking lot and I would sleep, and I would just go to the park and walk around in the sun. He was like, yo, the sun is so important. You gotta walk in the sun. He was like, he didn't word it this way, but it's what he was saying. He was like, yo, you get downloads from nature. You get information that's embedded in your DNA from nature. You get it from the sun. So get in the sun as much as you possibly can. So that's what I was doing. I would go to this dam. I'd be around water. I'd be around all these trees and nature, walking through the woods. I'd be doing all type of shit. Just walking in the sun every day. Barely got any clothes on. And then I'd go home. Nigga, my home was the Walmart parking lot. Nigga, that's where I was sleeping. I would go to Cookout. If anybody knows what Cookout is, I would go to Cookout. I would get my $2 chicken nuggets. That's what I ate. That's what I was surviving off of. And I would go to Kohl's to take a shit, bruh. I would literally go to Kohl's to take a shit, dog. This shit was so funny. I would go to Kohl's to take a shit. I had a nice-ass bathroom, so I ain't know where to go. And so I reached the point where I was like, all right, I can't take this anymore. My intuition did say don't go home, but I couldn't anymore. I was like, all right, I'm tired, right? During this time period, I see. During this time period, I'm skipping back forward. I tried to fill in the middle, where I said I finally got his attention and sent him like some beats, and he responded, and he was like $300. I still remember this to this day because I was at the dam. My intuition finally gave me that green light, because I kept trying to do certain things. My intuition was like no, and it gave me a green light for this. And I was like, oh my god, I did it. I sent the thing. He was like, all right, 300. Nigga, I'm looking at this shit. My intuition is like, I'm like, yo, I'm sending this. You're bugging the fuck out. I'm sending this shit, right? And so I tried to send the 300. I got my mom's car. That's how I was buying Cookout shit. I didn't have no money. My Domino's money was gone at this time. So I'm like trying to like send this shit, and my intuition stopping me. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing? This is the moment, nigga. Whoa. Nigga, I've been sleeping in the Walmart parking lot. I'm fucking nasty, nigga. Whoa. I ain't showered in weeks. I was here for weeks doing that shit, bro. I'm like, yo, my nigga, like, nah, this ain't it. So my intuition's like, yo, just watch. Mind you, I'm way past my capacity for anything. I'm sleeping in my fucking car, Walmart parking lot. I'm taking shits at Kohl's so I don't shit my pants. I'm fucking buying Cookout, fucking unhealthy ass food every day. Nigga, randomly riding around Carolina. I don't know this place like that. Nigga, I was from Jersey, nigga, the fuck. So I do that, and right, it's like go drive to Kohl's. I'm like, why the fuck am I driving to Kohl's, nigga? Why we not focused? What the fuck is going on? Nigga, let's just send this shit right now. What the fuck am I waiting for? Right? And so I go to Kohl's, because I'm gonna listen to my intuition. I go to Kohl's and I'm sitting in the parking lot, and I'm like, okay, cool. Don't know why the fuck I'm here. I'm looking at it and I'm trying to send it 300. I'm like, why am I in? And my intuition keeps stopping me. I'm like, why it keeps stopping me? Like, I'm starting to get angry. Like, I'm like, this is it right here, nigga. Right? And so I'm like, oh, you know what? It don't want my parents to know. Right? Because during this time, I wasn't answering my parents' calls. Right? My intuition was like, don't answer nobody, don't talk to nobody. Because I didn't realize it at the time, but I was clearing out my energy. I had nobody's energy pulling on me or in the way. So everything I was doing was clear as fuck. My intuition was clear as fuck. So I just kept following that shit and following that shit. And I'm like, yo, right? So I'm like, yo, I just got like a super sign that's like really sticking out to me. And so I'm like, all right, maybe it don't want my parents to see this, right? Because I wasn't talking. My parents was about to call the cops because no one had heard from me for like a minute. Because I was down here for weeks doing this shit. Everybody was calling my phone and shit. I didn't answer nobody. I'm not answering nobody. You bugging. My intuition's like, don't answer nobody. So, the only reason I eventually had to answer and tell them to stop and that I was fine. No. I didn't answer them, actually. I just remember this. I did not answer them. I didn't answer them. I'll get into that, but I remember now. I did not answer them. Right? So, where was I? I'm in the Kohl's parking lot. I'm like trying to figure out why this shit won't let me send the 300. And so I'm like, I figured out a part of it. I'm like, all right, because I said this before. My intuition plays like games with me. It's like hot and cold, and like it's like a puzzle that sometimes I have to figure out and take things in the right steps so that everything goes right. So I'm sitting here trying to figure this shit out. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay, if I send it like this, it's gonna show up on my mom's card. So maybe I'm supposed to send myself the 300 and then send it to him. But I didn't have a bank that would have allowed me to do this in the moment. I would have had to wait. And I'm like, yo, I'm not waiting on this. Like, there's no way. This is something you do it in this fucking moment, right? So I'm like, I don't know what to do, dog. Like, I don't know what to do. I start falling apart. I'm like, I don't know what to do. My intuition is stopping me. And then it finally gave me like a green light. And I didn't understand. I'm like, why the fuck out of all of this, and now it just give me the green light? And I didn't send it because I felt bad, because some part of me was like, you're stealing $300 from your mom. And I was like looking back on it, that moment pissed me so off, because I sometimes be like, my life would be so different if I had just sent that fucking shit. Right? But hey, you gotta let it go, my nigga. Gotta let it go. Had to let that go. There's nothing I can do about it, right? So, what happened after this? I didn't send it, right? I ended up not sending it, which it pissed me off. Like, I don't know why it pushed me to that moment to be so upset that I didn't just send the shit when I wanted to send the shit. It waited till I was insanely overwhelmed, and it just was like, what the fuck? And then it was funny as hell, because then the next day I got on his live, and the nigga was like ripping me, right? It was crazy. The nigga was ripping me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, right? That night after that, I had bought, like, if anyone's ever seen Brawl Stars, I had always been waiting for Leon to become a male. Because I said this before. I was like a kid, autistic, whatever. Video games was like my void filler. It was my outlet when I was overwhelmed. So I started playing Brawl Stars after that moment. And I bought Leon because he was finally available. I'm like, oh shit. And it was like, spending the 300 wasn't bad, but this $20 ain't gonna bother nobody, right? It's fucking stupid in hindsight, but it is what it is, right? So here's why I also put this here, because someone else may learn from me. If your intuition say do it, just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. So, what was the other thing? What was it? I feel like there's something I'm missing. Oh yeah, and I bought that and started playing. So the next day when I got his line, the nigga was ripping me. He was going in. He was like da 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 da. He like, all you had to do was just send it. Niggas gonna send it back and da da. I'm like, mind you, this is a nigga I don't know, lives across the country. How the fuck he even know this happened, right? Like this shit was crazy, right? I'm not even covering on whatever the fuck I'm experiencing right now, right? And so he like, oh, you spend it on a game, like da 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 da, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck, right? Like I'm just sitting here like in amazement because I'm like, holy shit. But I'm also like, damn, I did fuck up. But it is what it is, my nigga. Like that moment kind of blows me, but what the fuck else can I do about it, right? So I forget if this was the moment, the full circle moment that I was coming to. Because I kind of forgot. I kind of got lost in that. I also need to eat. It's 11:30. I need to eat. Oh, God. But I also got to do this, so. Yeah. So. Yeah, man. So, do you think I would experience any of this if I was at a fucking job? No. My intuition keeps telling me I have a purpose with music, that I have a purpose to do. It keeps telling me that. And I've been trying to figure out what that is. And what I'm realizing is my purpose was way bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was just music. Now I'm starting to see it's also Supercell. Like it's both Supercell and music. I understand a lot about Supercell that can be very helpful for people to understand and operate a lot differently. Because people might have situations where they are stable, they are financially stable, and they just not aware of what I'm aware of. I don't know. Maybe it can help. I don't know. Maybe we all come together and we make noise so that motherfuckers have to help us. And not with fucking... I ain't gonna speak on that. But I mean in the sense of where like they help us where we can normalize our lives. Or what I mean by that is being able to operate in society that makes up for the shit that we have to deal with, right? It's also that. I used to think it was just music. It's not just music. It's a lot of things. So, yeah, man. I think my life is just very different. I don't mean that to sound like I'm stunting on people. No, my life is different. I've never come across anyone having to deal with Supercell, understand Supercell on the level that I've had to understand this shit, because I studied it the last 7 years during this. This is the beginning of my 7 years, by the way, of me, like, this was my beginning. That was my beginning, right? And this isn't even, I haven't even gone into the near-death experience that brought me to this part, right? So, what was the other thing? What was I saying? I forgot what the fuck I was saying. I don't know, but I just know that this is part of like my purpose. That's what I'm trying to relay. I know it's a part of my purpose because I can feel it. So, hey, look at the geese in the street. Them niggas running it. Them niggas look like a gang. He better not hit them fucking... Alright, he did it. Alright. Yeah, man, it's been a lot, bro. It's been a lot. I've been trying my best in this, that, and the other, and it's just, the shit has been a lot, dog. It's been a lot. But he was also the person that pointed out, crazy enough, this is like of the fucking planet, not the planet, the country. Oh, this is a dead. I didn't know that. I wonder if there's a Whole Foods over here. Wait, is this a dead end? It's technically not a dead end, but where does that road come from? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Right, so this is actually pretty nice. So, what was I saying? Where was I at? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. There ain't no fucking working no job like this. Ain't no working no job like this. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna continue with doing what I said I was gonna do. That bird scared me. birds do that a lot. Like, they fly directly in front of my car, and I'm like, yeah. The health park, is that? I thought it was a real park. I don't think that's a real park. The geese are wilding, bro. Y'all gotta get out the street, dog. Part of me is like, do I just stand and let them go? I gotta chill. So that's hot. Am I waiting on these cars? I'm absolutely not waiting on these cars. So, yeah, man. I think my thing is just come, talk about my story, and da-da-da. You feel me? White Range, call that motherfucker Larry Bird. I gotta be hanging out with Ayla. It cost me a lot. So something I learned from him was also like, your new life, like whatever new life it is that you want to live, it's gonna cost you your old life. It's gonna cost you old energies, old people. Just, you have to get rid of all of that shit, bro. Have to. That is something I learned. I said this before. The universe was telling me to get the fuck away from my family and family members for years. And like, I'm sitting here trying to fucking, how the hell do I get into my own space so I can work on myself in these that I have, right? I look at like that moment and I'm like, you know, if I moment and just trust the universe and that it brought me there for a reason, probably my life is way different. So putting this here, learn from, you know, my experience. I also feel like everything also happens for a reason. Sometimes on journeys when you feel like you fuck up, you was meant to fuck that up, right? That's another thing. And here's why I say that. Because at this time, I had not done any of the studying I have done of supercell. And what I realized is the average person, none of these niggas understand supercell nor how to nurture and take care of it. Nobody understands that shit. So for me, supercell causing all these neurological issues, all these different issues, and me operating in society and like a normal person and not even really being able to speak to people normally, like being around people would have been very, very, very difficult for me. I also was from a young age taught to like suppress supercell because I wasn't ever openly able to talk about it. So I wasn't able to I wasn't walking around like, yeah, I got supercell and knowing what's going on. No, I was suppressing it and hiding it because that was all I had ever known. Nobody ever wanted to hear that shit. Nobody wanted to hear that sad complaining, this, that, no, right? So sometimes I think and I look and I just go bigger, right? Like I go to my higher self every time. If this happened, it was meant to happen. It's like when Morpheus, Neo, and Trinity are on the elevator in the Matrix. And he was like, all right, we're alive because we're meant to be alive. Like he said something along those lines. Like we're alive because we're meant to be alive. Trinity and Neo are like, we must have done something wrong. He's like, no. If it happened this way, it couldn't have happened any other way. So it means it was supposed to happen this way. And they were like, how do you know that? Because we're alive. That is what it felt like. So I had to go learn supercell. And he spazzed on me in one of those lives. He was like, cause you walking around not acting like you don't got no problem and this, that, and the other, because he was very big on you gotta embrace your flaws. You gotta embrace your sicknesses. He used to talk about all the time. He was in special ed classes. I'm telling you, this nigga was, in my opinion, the greatest rapper I've ever heard. Easily. It's not even close. Right? He was saying all of that. But it was so much information. Like, I was trying my best, nigga. Goddamn, nigga. And that's what used to piss me off about shit. Because it was like, people don't understand with supercell. You literally start feeling like you have to be perfect. Nigga, I reached burnout. I went way past burnout. And I was pushing through everything to try and listen to everything, dog. We talking about universal shit the average person not even experiencing. I couldn't go to nobody. And he don't understand supercell, right? So I had to learn all this spiritual shit the average person don't get to experience. And they don't know shit. They don't know who to go to for guidance. But then I also had to have this supercell shit that I didn't have nobody to go to, right? So it was a lot. But I pushed through that shit. I tried to learn as much as I could. And I look at it now, okay, that was meant to happen. You wasn't ready yet. It's not strong enough yet, right? But yeah, bro, it was a very, very cool time. I loved that time so much. But that's where I'm at now. Like, I'm doing something. I'm not about to sit here and do absolutely nothing. I'm not. Every day I'm trying to do something, and I'm trying to better myself, and I'm trying to just, from where I'm at, just, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to the best of my ability. And this is why I started to just let go, because it was like the universe knows that. The spiritual realm knows that. Like, this nigga is trying. He ain't perfect. That nigga done slipped up. But I've had certain experiences you couldn't say to the average person, right? For example, I don't know how many people have ever experienced this. For me, right, the hip hurts, right? That's a lot of people. I know people experience that because that's supercell. How many people have experienced, I don't know how many people even know that other side. Our body holds, right, energy, information, all of our experiences, our emotions, thoughts, but it can also hold shit from other people. You could be absorbing other people's shit and holding that, right? How many people could see what the fuck their body's holding in their mind? Bro, I can see a lot of that shit. Now, the problem with this, because of Supercell has been keeping certain places in the body at a certain vibration or at a certain, like, physical level that I haven't been able to just make the shit go away. So it's like being forced to just to experience trauma. Like, what the fuck? Right? How many people are experiencing that? Who got answers for that? Some people may have answers where, you know, they talk about somatic breathing and yoga and these different things. None of these people have supercell. Right? So the same way people say, oh, you know, you can't outrun your vibration. It's the same thing with supercell. You cannot outrun supercell. It's not how it works. Right? You would need another level of, you need fucking those beans from DBZ. Right? You're talking about a chronic condition. I can't think what those are called. Senzu beans. You would need senzu beans to be able to fucking do anything, right? That to me is the difference. That to me is the difference. And I'm still trying to push through that. I'm going to find a way to push through that. And I wouldn't have to do all this shit if I just had the finances and living quarters. Right? So, like I said, man, I just at a point, I'm going to just spread as much beauty and knowledge and awareness and experience as I can, because I've reached a point where I'm tired. I know exactly what it is I need. And the people around me weren't like trying to figure out how we can make this happen, right? Or they'll be like, oh, you know, we could do that, and then they sit around and do nothing, right? So I went straight to the universe, like, yo, like, this has to happen. I'm not asking. I'm telling. This has to happen. Like, this is happening. And the universe brought me here to do this. So that's where I'm looking at now. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. Right? Because now I'm aware of supercell. Right? I've done a lot spiritually where I'm aware, whereas I've listened to my intuition. I've gone through a lot of different trials and shit. But mainly right now, and it's very showed me, right? Because I could speak on something where YouTube now is a lot of spiritual information coming out. And it started triggering me. And I was like, why is it triggering me? Like, am I doing something wrong? Am I not in alignment? Like why is this? Is it because I'm ashamed of myself? Like, I was going down the fucking, you know what I'm saying? And then I realized, oh, it's not that. It's because I'm not supposed to be looking at it right now, right? I thought it was because that's supposed to be me. That's supposed to be what I'm supposed to be doing. It's because that's not my focus right now. My focus is mainly this root chakra and taking care of my physical body and supercell and the shit that comes along with that. It's not for me to be absorbing any more information. I've absorbed enough information. Now it's time for me to give information. It's time for me to give my experience. It's time for me to do that while I also go focus on the more physical aspects of things. See what I'm saying? That to me is what it feels like. And I'm cool with that. And I'm also, again, saying the universe, I gotta be provided for. I'm cool with all this. I love this. I love giving. I love helping people. I love all that shit. That's cool. I have to be provided for, right? Have to the maximum, right? I was like, man, I just bought a dirt bike, a PlayStation 2. I bought NFL Street. Bought some speakers so I could go back to working on music. Bought the damn Scarlett so I could record. I recorded yesterday. I made some hard shit, right? And it's like, I want to be grateful for that. We got to get out of that programming where our parents would be like, oh, you can't have everything. Yes, the fuck I can. Yes, the fuck I can. And it's not about having shit you don't need. All of these things have a purpose. That's what I learned from him. Everything that you manifest in your life needs to have a purpose. You don't need to be going out here manifesting shit you don't need. Tap in with the herb, tap in with your soul, tap in with your spirit, all of that. And then go manifest shit that you need. These are things that I needed. I needed the speakers and the Scarlett so I could record this because my music is going to be what I'm talking about right now. Right? I have some type of gift that comes with music. I don't know, whatever. I don't feel like going down there. I have a gift that comes with music. What's the PlayStation for? The PlayStation is so that I could stream, right? The PlayStation, because I'm streaming now, but what happens is when I play PlayStation, it allows me to it helps ground me. I'm the type of person, you ever seen people focus on two things, right? Right? So how can I word this? Like, I used to listen to samples and play video games. That used to help me. I used to listen to the guy and play video games at the same time. My mind needs two things to focus on for me to be grounded. So it has a purpose. Not just that, my intuition told me to do it. I didn't just sit here and say, oh, I'm going to go get video games and la la la. No. My intuition told me to do it because there's a purpose. It has a purpose. Everything in your life needs to have a purpose. The people in your life need to have a purpose. If the people in your life have no purpose, who you're around you become a reflection of that. So get the fuck away from everybody, everything. I learned my lessons. I learned them the hard way too. I ain't dealing with this bullshit no more. Whatever I gotta do, my intuition tell me, I am going to do it. Nigga, I just probably spent like $1,000 in buying shit. Gotta buy things to where you ain't paying $1,000 off rip. I ain't gotta do all that, right? So I'm buying the shit, right? So I bought me a fucking dirt bike because I need to go be in nature, and my complex is set up where I can go right to the river, and I could take the river and go literally throughout Carolina. This shit is fire. So I bought me a little electric dirt bike, and I ride that shit and I go through there. That has a purpose, so I could be in nature because I can't go right. See, here's another thing too, and I'm glad I'm saying this out loud. We have to look at Super Self for what it is. Our needs are very high, and that's okay. Go to the universe. The universe knows what your needs are. Go to the universe. The universe knows your needs are that big. It's not about being grateful. It's about your needs and purpose. You think I'm going to be able to walk hella far and be able to come back and do all my own cooking and do this and shower and meditate and do no, nigga. You got to make things so that your life is easier. So you're not overwhelming yourself, right? So yeah, I bought the dirt bike. Why? Because riding a bike, what do you think that's going to do to my body? I literally had a whatchamacallit the other week. I ain't even going to go into that, right? So that bike is an electric bike, so I could just pull the throttle and be in nature, right? Everything I do has a purpose. Everything. Every single thing I do has a purpose. Small speakers so I could work on this music, right? I think I spoke on the other video. I had got speakers and like the universe clearly was giving me that, but I was too all over the place and I couldn't really understand. But again, and don't even be afraid of fucking up, dog. I fucked up with the speakers. The universe like, here, go buy some other speakers. So don't trip off nothing. Just let it be. It is what it is. All right, when the time comes for that, right? Just don't trip off nothing. It's pointless. Anytime you fuck up or this and the other, the universe is always there to supply more. The universe is literally endless. It's limitless. It's infinite. Whatever word you want to use. I look at it as, if you ever seen Finding Nemo, when the turtle leaves the fucking stream, right? I look at it like that. The universe has flows that you can just sit in and absorb, and you can just get magical shit and manifest whatever it is you need. If you need it, the universe will provide a way. I promise you. If you need it, but you have to know if you need it. If you need it. And if you don't know what you need, ask the universe what you need. Right? So, what was the other thing? Well, I look at it Finding Nemo. The turtle went out the flow of stream and just popped right back in. And if you don't want to pop right back into that flow, pop into another one, nigga. We are eternal beings. Oh, that's great. I might have to. Oh, okay. We are eternal. As I pass a sign that says Cosmos, nigga. What? I hope that picked that up. Nigga, what? What? Right? So, we are eternal beings. Tap in with the universe, nigga. Tap in with the universe, nigga. Everything I do has a purpose, bro. Everything. Speakers have a purpose. Scarlett has a purpose, so I can record. I recorded yesterday. That shit came out fire. And I want to play my music on this shit, too. I wish I could play the song, but I'd probably need my laptop. Because if I close Twitch on my phone, the whole shit closes. So, right? And now the other thing, what else did I got PlayStation 2, NFL Street. That hasn't come yet. And sometimes the universe will give you gifts. Like, my intuition had me go buy some AEs. I'm like, why is my intuition having me buy Anthony Edwards sneaker? And I'm like, all right, cool, right? And then what I look at, oh, you've been walking around these one pair of New Balances all day, bitch. You need more than one pair of shoes, my nigga. And I know you want to go buy New Balances because you got fat feet, but Anthony Edwards shoes fit fat feet. So you could be fly and they're cheap as fuck. Go ahead, you good. This is for you going out, you do this and the other. Those shoes are for you go on these trails, you go walking, you go in nature, you can absolutely fuck them up. But your feet gonna stink if you only got one pair of shoes, so go get these shoes. Sometimes the universe will just give you shit and you won't know why. Had me buy some AEs, nigga. I was like, oh, all right, I ain't tripping, dog. I didn't even really know, but hey, I'm going to listen to my intuition, bro. I don't give a fuck. I've had too many times where I didn't listen and no. But mind you, the ratio of me listening to my intuition is probably 99-1, right? Just to paint that picture. It's just that 1% is like, fuck. Like, you know, I should have listened, right? So, what else did I buy? I can't talk about that one, but I will when the time comes. So, my thing here is, I just now realized that light bulb moments are so important. He said that light bulb moments are so important. This is also me putting this here because I as someone who has supercell knows that everyone else that has supercell can also experience this type of shit. Everyone can experience it, but this is something for supercell people. We really don't have answers like that in the world, but I'm telling you, nigga, go to the universe. And understand that you are the universe. You're not separate from it. So you're also going to yourself. You're going to your higher self. Going to the universe is like going to your higher self. Go to the universe. I'm just trying to put answers here for niggas. I done found answers. Right? I found answers. It ain't been perfect. And that's been on me. There's certain times I really need my intuition. But hey, nigga, you feel me? I'm in this bitch. Regardless. I'm here, nigga. I'm going to talk about the shit that I fucked up. I'm going to talk about everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care how I'm looked at. I don't give a fuck. Because if we all came together as people on this planet to heal, we would change everything. Everyone just got to stop hiding. We got to stop fucking judging each other and shit. The Bible say we can't even judge niggas. That's for God to do. That's for the Creator to do. Nigga, you know how many times I wanted to kill myself because of certain things that I did? I was like, fuck. And my intuition and these I can't word that fully, but let's just say things that I can sense, they'd be like, no. Nature was telling me, no, you are not to kill yourself. You have a purpose, dog, and everything's gonna come together. It's gonna be all right. Chill out. Help a lot of people, nigga. Chill out. Twitch, go stream, go do this, go make your music, go do this. Get this dirt bike, have fun, nigga. I was telling, if anyone, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But, yeah. So, my thing is, yeah, man, at this point, I'm just chilling. Low-key, I kind of want to go, like, get my laptop and play the song that I made. Low-key. I'm hungry, actually. I need to go fucking eat. But this is what I mean. Like, how the fuck am I going to take care of myself and do this? But I'm trusting my intuition. My intuition said, go ahead. So I'm going ahead. You smell me? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. So is there anything else I need to talk about? Yo, my nigga, there's no way, bro. There's no way, bro. It's something about this damn girl. I ain't gonna lie. I'm obsessed with that nigga. Every time I try and beat it, it just... The only thing I can think of now is if I'm in this environment and I get my healing to how I gotta heal, I'm gonna also say there's a cure for everything on the planet. It is. Everything you see in DBZ is to me is real, right? And I think DBZ is a picture of an ancient time that once existed on Earth. Right? All this bullshit, all the Gregorian calendar, all this shit is bullshit. I'm just let you know now, it's bullshit. This Earth, all this shit been here for billions of years, nigga. All this shit. Whatever shit, but everything's in your DNA. So people, if somebody listening, talk to it. Talk to your intuition. And ask. And what they do a lot of times is they'll take certain truths and they'll only either tell you a piece of it or they'll mix the perception of it so that you think it's this but it's not, right? It's a lot of that. So yeah, right? So I've had a lot of theories when it comes to this girl. Either this girl is my soulmate and she is who is supposed to be the mother of my children. I mean, I hope it's that, but it's either that or it's energy that's stuck and I have to heal. And she's like the symbol of whatever energy it is. She is, let's say, an earth sign. We're going to do this properly and listen mind. She an earth sign. So to me, when I think of her, I think of like physical. Black woman, probably the most, in my opinion, the most beautiful woman on the planet. Black woman, and yeah. I think she's either symbolic of my pain or she runs so deep into my destiny and soul that, like, how can I explain that? I was saying how black women, a lot of, like, so, all right, there's this thing where a lot of black men tend to go after women that aren't black, right? That's like a thing or whatever. I always looked at this as two things. One, a lot of women are actually very sleep. You could tell because women are very easily manipulated. I don't give a fuck how smart she is, right? Women are very easily manipulated. And I explain this very simply. It's very easy. I could give a girl a flower right now, right? And then I could push her. I just manipulated your emotions. On it and still be like, to where, like, if you didn't know that they was aware of, like, what they was aware of, you would think, like, they weren't smart. And it just kind of fucked with me because it was like, what the fuck, right? So I only simply mean by this is that it's hard for black men to try and lead that because they have their own programming. And I'm not saying black men are perfect. Black men also have their own programming. I think what needs to happen is black women and black men need to come together and recognize that we both have our own programming. You have the programming of a black woman, I have the programming of a black man, but we need to come together and heal, right? Like, that's how I look at it, right? So now that was one. I kind of went a little too deep into it. That's why I don't like going too deep into things. I be having a higher overall point in perspective. I was saying two things, something about with the love of my life. Hold on. I gotta stop calling her that too. As my intuition says, don't. But hey, all right, whatever. So what was I saying? It was something with black women. Oh, okay. And the other side of it is black women have the most depth of any women on the planet. Right? Black women have just been forced to be in a very, very, very ignorant state. And yeah, they have the deepest depth. So when you're with a black woman, you need to be ready to swim like a god. There's no other way around it. you have to be able to swim like a guy. And most men's programming, we've been programmed since we were little kids. Oh my God, maybe that's why we were programmed that way. We've been programmed since little kids to never deal with our emotions, to pretend like they don't exist. I think that calls for a very unhealthy man. I think a mastered man needs to a man that's a master needs to be aware of their emotions and be able to navigate them while also not letting them control him, right? But to pretend you don't have emotions, this is why majority of niggas go bald. Shouts out, let me chill out. Right? That's why majority of men go bald. So, right? And it's a lot, it goes deep, bro. Another big part of trauma for men and emotions and mother wounds and all this type of shit. Nigga, they was literally touching our fucking dick the second we fucking were born. Chopping the fucking foreskin off. Why, nigga? Why are you cutting the umbilical cord? Nigga, I don't know if it's Dr. Sebi, but he was basically explaining how, if you just let the umbilical cord stay on, it'll just fucking fall off naturally after 3 days or some shit. Right? I'm basically saying the way we're living right now is not natural. Right? You got to think white people have been the dominant force in everything we're doing. Majority of cops are white. Majority of the doctors we go to are either white. It don't even matter if the niggas is Indian. The point is they're not black. We don't have black leaders that are leading the tribes and communities that are all together where we're going to our people for our own issues and our own things. That's where I'm trying to point out, right? But going back, the black woman is the mother of everything on this planet, right? Eve, Jean, whatever. If you're not ready to swim like a god, then, you know what I'm saying? That's what it starts feeling like. Me having supercell, I don't even like swimming regularly. So I've always stayed clear of that because I didn't have enough awareness to be honest with you and know what the fuck is going on. And me being my own experience, when I get emotionally overwhelmed, I just become angry as fuck and start spazzing on people. I don't want to do that to anyone. That's why I stay clear of people. I have my own shit going on. It's not just because I'm only gonna absorb your shit. That's a lot as it is, but I don't want to spaz you because now I'm becoming very overwhelmed and no, right? So yeah, something about this girl, she just always pops up, bro. I have tried to escape her, and the only thing I look at now is I have to heal to a point where she just, I'm only gonna be seeing me. I don't need symbolism of other people. I just see me. But alright, I'm ready to go back home, nigga, because I'm tired and I'm hungry. My feet kind of hurt. It's time for me to turn around. It is time. Luna Azul. See, this is the shit I'm talking about, right? The girl that I'm talking about, when I think of her, I think of the moon, right? Not only that, I also think of blue when I see her, because I've always known her favorite color being blue. This type of shit, bro. This the type of shit I've been talking about. I don't go out here looking for it. The shit keeps coming to me. I didn't, what am I supposed to do with this? That's what I really need to ask, man. Universe, what am I supposed to be doing this? Why you keep showing me this? Why? Alright, that's it. I'm hungry. I'm tired of talking. Peace.